Hi, I'm Jason from StrataGames. Today we're playing some more Pauper. This is a list submitted by one of my patrons, Josh Greninger, aka Ill Intent. They've been working on a Crypt Rats burn deck, which is pretty interesting. Crypt Rats usually a late game board wipe card, but it can also be very effective in just dealing a whole bunch of damage to your opponent. And one of the ideas is that we can bring it back with Unearth for just a single mana, meaning that we can pump the rest of our mana to wipe the board and deal a whole bunch of damage to our opponent. So we have a bunch of creatures that when they die, they deal damage to our opponent specifically, or to creatures. We have Serrated Scorpions, Footlight Fiends, Perilous Mirror. We also have Shambling Ghast to also pick off little creatures, but also it can give us a little bit of extra treasure so that we can save up for the Crypt Rats. We have some Accursed Marauders as bigger removal, so a whole bunch of ways to kill our opponent's creatures. We have 6 Corrupted Conviction and Village Rites effects for card draw, Sylvok Life Staffs for life gain, and we have 2 Lampad of Death's Vigil for a sack outlet and a way to deal a little bit more damage. A couple Fanatical Offerings as well for card draw. Tragic Slip, some more removal. We should be able to deal very nicely with any of our opponent's creatures, and a card that I've been wanting to try in a deck for a while, Touch of Moonglove. It gives +1/+0 and Death Touch to a creature, and whenever that creature kills another creature, the creature that dies controller loses 2 life. This, of course, you throw onto a Crypt Rats, you can wipe the board, and if you kill 3 or 4 or 5 of their creatures, you can deal them so much damage. So this is one I'm very excited to try out. Also, obviously, we can just throw it on our Footlight Fiend or Perilous Mirror to deal 2 damage to the opponent as well as the creature. We also have a Reaping the Graves to bring back a bunch of our creatures, and some Bone Pickers as well. I know they were a little on the fence about whether to include Bone Picker because it's less of an expendable creature. If things die to Crypt Rats, it kind of sucks to lose a Bone Picker, but it is just a nice way to get in for some damage. We have a bunch of Swamps, some Vault of Whispers to accommodate the Fanatical Offerings, and a couple Pachuca Bogs, tap lands. Not necessarily my favorite in Black Sack, but this is a little bit slower Black Sack deck, so I think they might be okay here. In our sideboard, we have 3 Rotten Reunion, another Touch of Moonglove, Tragic Slips, Trespasser's Curse, which can be one of the best cards against Red Rally or any burn deck or creature-heavy deck. Crypt Incursion, a couple Evenkar's Justice. Might be hard to buy back, but even just 2 damage to each creature and player can be really good against Elves or White Weenie. Spinning Darkness, and a Spell Bomb. So this is a very interesting list, and let's take it for a spin, see how we do. All right, round 1 here. Pretty reasonable opening hand. We can get a Bone Picker turn 3. Turn 2 if we draw like a Village Rites or something. If they are burn, we have Sylvok Lifestaff in our opener. Not to mention the Lampad and the Serrated Scorpion. Seems like a pretty good hand against burn. And there's an Epic here. Another Scorpion. I think we're just putting one of those down first. Nice blocker, and if they do kill it, we gain life right away. But we're going to lean on this Lifestaff, equipping it to every creature that we have, pretty much. Because whether they're Mono Red or Rakdos, they're going to be trying to deal us a lot of damage quickly. They plot a Highway Robbery, so it looks like maybe Madness Burn, Reaping the Graves. Okay. If it is Madness Burn, they don't have to go for our creatures as much, which is unfortunate. So I don't know if putting the Life Staff down is actually what we need right here. I could do Lampad. I could still get us the Bone Picker next turn, assuming they don't just bolt it. I think we're going to get this down. I don't think they're going to respect it enough to give it a bolt, but we'll see. I attack for 1. Also, if they do kill this, I guess I'm incentivizing them to kill it now by attacking because now they can get in for an extra damage. So maybe should have just left back, but they do have a Fiery Temper. Yeah, they probably will pick this guy off, and they do. And they bolt the Scorpion as well. Okay, fair enough. We get a Ghast. Well, now I guess we'll just play Scorpion and Ghast. More blockers. We will get the Life Staff going next turn, I think. They have a Flame Breather. Fanatical Offering. Okay. We could actually Offering the Ghast, get a treasure for the Bone Picker. But we're not trying to race as much as we're trying to survive right now, so I think we are going to just throw the Life Staff onto the Ghast. And if they want to bolt in response, yeah, or Lava Dart, fair enough. Then that's fine. We can make a treasure now, and I can still get the Bone Picker down. Although not with the Life Staff equipped. But I think that might be okay still. We'll pass. They have a Robbery. We do need to find a Tragic Slip or something to take out this Flame Breather. Discard a Fiery Temper, and they take out the Bone Picker. Pass. Crypt Rats. Don't quite have the life for that. We're not dying too quickly, though. I think we equip here and play a Ghast. Just pass back. They plot another Robbery. Pass the turn. Another Crypt Rats is not great. We can Offering here. We're going to swing with the Scorpion. I assume they take it. Theoretically, if they blocked with the Flame Breather, we could pick it off with the Ghast, but I wasn't expecting that. And I think we just pass, holding up the Offering. They do have a Gutter Snipe. Robbery. Let's see. That's going to put us to 14. Lava Dart could put us to 10. And then Fire Blast and a Bolt could kill us. I think we are gonna Fanatical this in response to gain 5 and try not to die here. And also try to find, yep, removal for the Gutter Snipe. That's good, although we have to make something die to be able to actually make it work. Although if they attack in, which they're likely to do, we can block and then Tragic Slip. They do Faithless Looting for another 3 damage. They could still definitely kill us here, but we did what we could to survive on this turn. They discard a Mountain and a Epicure. They do swing. We're gonna block and make a treasure, and they Lava Dart us. While that's on the stack, we're gonna try to kill the Gutter Snipe. If they have Fire Blast here, this is still 4. Fire Blast would be 7. Yeah, Dart from the bin is another 4, so that's still lethal. What are you gonna do? It was late. We didn't have as much removal as we wanted. Spinning Darkness is good. Crypt Incursion could be good. Reunions for snackers and lava darts and stuff. They don't actually have enough creatures for Curse to be really good, unfortunately. This is one where Reaping is slow. Crypt Rat's not great, unfortunately. Touch of Moonglove. Don't think these are quite what we need. I think we want the Tragic Slips over Marauders. Sure, let's give that a try. Okay. This just looks like a solid black sack kind of a hand. And Reunion and Conviction means we can... Well, I could get a turn 2 Bone Picker, but I could also leave up Conviction / Reunion, and then if they go for a turn 2 Snacker, I can at least exile it. They have an Epicure, another Reunion. I guess I could also just attack Conviction. Yeah, still can't. Attack for 1. I think we are just going to leave these up, because I would like to get rid of the Snacker if they have that. There's a Flame Breather. Well, we're gonna Conviction to draw 2 here. Get rid of the Scorpion, because the Fiend can pick off other things, which we can maybe, like, yeah, combo together with the gas or something. Let's see. Another Scorpion. I could Ghast, Village Rights it, get a treasure. If I also hit a land, I can play a Bone Picker and hold up a Reunion. That seems solid to me. Draw 2, we'll make a treasure. We do hit a Bone Picker, no other land though. I think with 2 Bone Pickers in hand now, I think we gotta just play 1. And ideally they don't do the Snacker this turn. They do just Blood Token a Fiery Temper. Probably take out the Picker. Yep, Mountain, and they're gonna swing. I suppose we'll take it. Spinning Darkness is good. Quite good, actually. That lets us shoot the Flame Breather and then play the Bone Picker, and then still hold up a Reunion. They don't bolt or anything in response. We'll play the Picker. Pass. They do just kill the Bone Picker. Swing for 1. They have a Faithless Looting. Well, we'll take that if nothing else with the Reunion end step. They do have a Snacker, though. Then plot a Highway Robbery. We don't need to get them. I just want to use my mana, so we'll take this out right here. Another land. I think I'll play Amir, and I think we'll leave the zombie token for now. Although I guess if we get like a Village Rights or something, I'd probably be happy to sacrifice one of these, so maybe we should just get in for the damage while we can. They play a Gutter Snipe, then Robbery, sack a Mountain. We need a way to sacrifice this Perilous Mirror, pick off the Gutter Snipe. Well, we're going to attack with the zombie and the mirror now. Get in for 3, play a Scorpion, pass. They do have 5 cards in hand, though. Pretty scary. Another Gutter Snipe. Well, that's terrifying. We're going to flashback this Reunion, take away their Faithless Looting from the grave, and just pass. Offering is decent. Let's just pick off a Gutter Snipe. I think we'll just attack with the crew. If they block one of these, we could sack the Footlight Fiend, but yeah, they're just going to take it. They're at 7. I don't reliably have a way to deal them 7, so I think we're just sacking this to take out the Gutter Snipe. That worked. Now we have a Bone Picker or a Life Staff. Life Staff we can't equip to anything that's going to be relevant this turn, so I think we just Bone Picker and leave up the Reunion. 1 Gutter Snipe down is good. Second one's still pretty scary. They grab the prize with the Mountain. They bolt us. If they have another bolt and a Fire Blast, that is going to be lethal. There's the Fire Blast, and there's another Fire Blast. Well, that's kind of crazy. All right, round 2 here, we have 1 tap land on the play. If it was an untapped land, I could Fiend and then Village Rights. Yeah, but Bog not looking amazing here. This one's fine, I suppose. We'll put down a Scorpion. Pass. Ancient Den into an Inspector. Okay, I could just Marauder the Inspector. I don't love that. We're kind of going to have to do it at some point anyway. And then Marauders in the Grave for the Unearth. Or I guess we probably just keep the Marauder around. We don't have much else going on. Let's sack the Scorpion, hit him for 2. Pass. Boros Synth, it looks like. Oh yeah, Lindoso is the Boros. One of the Boros people, aren't they? Attack for 2, and they Galvanic. I'll play this Skarzmirdan common that no one's ever seen, Perilous Mirror. They're just gonna pass. We get a Village Rites. Attack. They're gonna bolt it. Well, I'll draw 2 off of it. Shock them. They crack a clue. We get just these 2 1/1s, I suppose. They Glint Hawk. Have to pick up the Ancient Den or the Furnace, but I assume it'll just be the white source. They pass. Luckily, both of these can trade for the Glint Hawk. So I guess we'll get in. They will block. And Prismatic Strands. Okay. That's a little annoying. I maybe should have just unearthed the Accursed Marauder. But, I mean, they used Prismatic to save 1 damage and kill 1 guy, so it's not the end of the world. Let's see. I can unearth the Marauder, sack the Ghast, we get a treasure, and then we don't have a sack outlet, otherwise I could unearth it again. I could go for like a 3-card, 3-creature Reaping the Graves, but I think the chances they play more than that, more spells than that, is relatively high. Like if they play 3 spells here, I can Reaping for all 4 of our guys, and I would definitely do that. They do play Synth into a Glint Hawk and flip a Lembas, so yeah, we can Reaping back 4 creatures. That's not bad. They swing for 2. We're going to bring back the whole graveyard. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, it is kind of a lot of dorks, but this is 7 damage here, so that's not bad. Let's see. I could Marauder and unearth it to just wipe their 2 guys. Get in for 1. I think I'd rather play a bunch of guys first. I'll attack and I'll offer the trade. They can definitely Prismatic this if they want, but yeah, they'll take it. Scorpion, and Fiend. These do deal damage. All of them, so we don't want them to all die on the same turn for the strands. But now I have more damage to get in, so if they play a Skyfisher, so I can just double Marauder. If I get a land, I could triple Marauder here. They play an Inspector. That's a little annoying for the Marauder, though. Garrison, attack for 4. We do get a Vault. All right, let's Marauder, sacrifice it, bring it right back, sack it, and bring it back again. Unfortunately, the Skyfisher is just going to sit around on the field here, but I can sack one of these? Sure. Yeah, I think I can sack a Scorpion. Instead, leave the Marauder on the field, ping him for 2, and then I'll just pass here. They play the Synth into a Lembas. They also play an Inspector. We get a Village Rites. If I attack with the team, they might Prismatic, which is not my favorite, because then they get to eat like this and this, or maybe just these 2 and we lose the damage as well. Kind of awkward, because I want to take out this Skyfisher with the Mirror, but I can't quite do that. I think we just sack the Scorpion to draw 2. Try to draw into some of our threats like Crypt Rats or Lampad. Sylvok Lifestaff and other Village Rites aren't bad. I guess we might as well get some value out of the Lifestaff. Also, it does actually make it so this Marauder can attack in. If they just trade with the Inspector, that's fine. They Galvanic it in response, and we will just draw 2. 2 lands, not bad if we get Crypt Rats. We'll equip up to this Shambling Ghast, and again I can attack in. I'm happy to trade this for either of these or the Prismatic. And they trade for the Inspector, it looks like. We'll make a treasure. I would like the Prismatic to be gone before we find a Crypt Rats, obviously. They crack a Synth for a Bolt. Bolt the Fiend. It's fair since it's going to gain us life from this Lifestaff anyway. We hit them for 1. They play a Lembas. Attack for 2. Well, we do need something else. It feels like we don't have quite enough sack outlets in this deck. 6 draw 2s and 2 land pads. A little low for sure. They play a Synth into an Inspector. Glint Hawk, the Synth. They also have 2 Lembuses and a Prismatic, so their life total is a lot harder to deal with. They also have a Journey to Nowhere. That's pretty annoying. Attack for 4. Tragic Slip. I unfortunately don't think we're going to get this one. Like, I could, even if I draw Crypt Rats, they're going to have the Prismatic, so I guess maybe I draw an Unearth following that Crypt Rats. I guess we'll keep trying. We have about 1 turn, if that. They Synth into a bridge. Lembas again. We're at 10. We get a Vault. Okay. Evankar's Justice can wipe some of the field. Spinning Darkness. Trespasser's Curse might be good here. They do play a lot of creatures. And then Touch of Moonglove actually could be decent here with the Crypt Rats. Bone Pickers don't, like, they block, but they have so many things to block or just kill them that I don't think they're great here. Marauders just eat Inspectors. And the life staffs don't actually seem that necessary. I guess another Tragic Slip isn't bad. I feel like they probably only play one Prismatic Strands because they're a synth deck, but Reunion for the Prismatic wouldn't be bad. Maybe we'll bring in one of those. We got a lot of card draw. We have a lot of creatures we can draw into. And unless they have Prismatic pretty early, this Bog is probably going to be irrelevant. So let's just play that. Any creature we draw will give us a lot of cards. So hopefully we'll draw something. They've got an Inspector. There's a Scorpion. We can play that and just pass. They play a Lembas, Mountain, and we'll just sack the Scorpion. We got to start drawing. Land. Curse isn't bad. No creature is kind of annoying, but Touch of the Moonglove isn't bad either. They have a Synth. Do a Skyfisher. Pick up the Synth. Hope they hit a 1-drop or a land. No, they just pick up the Lembas. That makes more sense. They attack for 1. Reunion is something I can sacrifice. I could just Crypt Rats Touch a Moonglove right now. I think we can get more value out of it. Yeah, let's just pass up with our Reunions and our Village Rites. They play a Lembas, draw it at the top, attack, and just pass. Well, we're going to Reunion nothing, just so that we can draw 2 here. And then I think we're going to Reunion nothing again because we got another Conviction. So let's just keep drawing, hit our land drops, potentially. Well, now we got creatures. Evankar's Justice only deals 2 damage. That does not kill a Skyfisher. Let's play Shambling Ghast. Try to map onto it, get a swamp, play a couple more of these guys. We do have these board wipes, but I'd rather them put out more guys first. They crack a clue, attack with the Skyfisher, Journey to Nowhere on a Ghast. Well, I'm gonna sacrifice it. I feel like by doing this lets them pick up the Journey with another Skyfisher, but that's fine. I get the treasure. Ooh, another Village Rites. Play Windscarred Crag, and I could draw 2 more here. We have the Lampad though. Maybe I want to start using that. Okay, we do also just have 7 mana, 8 mana with the treasure. So I can play a Crypt Rats, activate for 5. So we probably want to get in for some chip damage first. Some more chip damage. We'll play the Lampad, attack with the team. They block the Scorpion, so we'll get in for 1, and I'll just pass. They swing with the Skyfisher, play another Journey to Nowhere for the Lampad. We're gonna sacrifice some of our guys in response, ping them for some damage. I feel like they might just have a bunch of burn spells since they're not playing a lot of creatures, although also we have the Trespasser's Curse, so that's also a reason. So make a treasure here. But with Evankar's Justice and Crypt Rats, we just want to get in for a bunch of damage here. I do think we want to Village Rites this, though. Draw 2 when we can feels good. Lands, not bad. They have a Bajuka Bog, that's fine. Obviously, it makes reaping and stuff worse, but I can Crypt Rats, or I could just Evankar's. Let's see, Crypt Rats is for 7 if we want it to be. I'm worried about taking too much of our own damage and then dying to a bunch of burn, but I think maybe we will do this first. Evankar's Justice with buyback, 2 damage to each creature and player. So it kills that, and then we'll pass. They do Galvanic us, swing for 2. We're both at 11. They have a Blast, they have a Blast, and they have a Bolt. Yep, like I was saying. A little worried about that. All right, let's see if we can do something here. This one looks like it's got a lot of burn. Play this guy and pass. We're gonna swing for 1, play a Perilous Mirror. Ooh, they're gone Gruul, Town Greeter, Dredge. Mountain and Dredge is interesting. Oh yeah, it looks like some sort of Gruul Madness, maybe? Gruul Dredge. We'll swing. They'll block the Footlight Fiend. Sure, we'll ping them for another. And I think we'll play this guy. Cathartic Reunion with a Stinkweed Imp and a Dread Return. So yep, Dredge indeed. Just an interesting looking one. Definitely more red focused, but still green. I do think we're going to Village Rites one of these, just to draw some cards. Unearth. We got a Vault, attack, and Crypt Rats. And Unearth the Mirror. The next turn we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. They also have Snacker. Quite an interesting list. Play a Town Greeter, mill 4 more. Bleeding Woods. Is that the ping land? Fanatical Off. We're going to attack with these guys I don't want him to block the Crypt Rats. And to be honest, I think I just want to draw 2 here, throw the damage directly at them. Tragic Slip, okay. Then we're going to play Lampad, and I've got the mana. I don't think we're going to use a Tragic Slip, so we'll do this under the Crypt Rats. Bone Picker, I actually don't think we want that at this moment. I think we're just going for the burn. Cathartic with a Snacker and a Stinkweed Imp. They dredge. They can dredge a whole lot more, but they decide to get back 3 Sneaky Snackers. Not bad, although we can just wipe them away, so I'm not sure that's really the best for them. Then again, I guess they need them for Dread Return. Yeah, so they get back a Generous Ent, which is going to gain them some life. Okay, not bad. They just crack the food right away. We get another Swamp. All right, we're going to sacrifice this Perilous Mirror to deal them 2, so that I can Tragic Slip the Generous Ent. I can deal 1 to everything with the Crypt Rats to wipe the Town Greeter. We can attack for 3, and then we have 3 more damage at the moment. But I can deal 1 now, and I can untap and deal 6. So they got to make something happen here. They do have a bunch of creatures in the grave. Knot of the Bone. Well, that's something. Okay. I guess they're at 39 now. That's going to be tough to beat. They do have to discard a card. Oh, Bleeding Woods is the 13 or less life. Scorpion. Play that. Attack. Activate Crypt Rats for 1. Pass. They have a Giant now in the grave for 16 damage. They have a Wayfinder and another Wayfinder. And it's kind of dangerous to deal damage to us at this point, but I think wiping their creatures is good. If we can keep them off creatures, they can't Dread Return. Unearth, what does that get us? Just a Perilous Mirror, or like a Footlight Fiend, which is even worse. I think we're just cycling this, actually. I mean, Life Staff's not terrible. Put that on this guy, gains us more life, and we'll pass. They activate a Gatekeeper. Activate another Gatekeeper. Do they just have 3 Gatekeepers? Because I actually can't deal with those since they have 3 toughness and I only kept up 2 mana. Well, they're just going to attacks. I will take it, as I must. And they have another Gatekeeper from hand. Then they're going to be able to Dread Return, and we're going to die. Alright, well, we get Crypt Incursion, Spellbomb, and Rotten Reunions. Trespasser's Curse seems decent here too. I'm not loving the Bone Picker. They feel kind of antithetical to what the deck's trying to do. I mean, in this one they're okay because they don't have removal, but they also just gain so much life. This feels like a very tough one to win at all. Touch of Moonglove maybe is decent here, I guess. Tragic Slip's bad. Life Staff's kind of irrelevant. Guess we can keep 1 Bone Picker in. Alright, we have 1 land with the Shambling Ghast. We do have double Crypt Rats, touch. Why not? Play the Ghast. We do get a Swamp, so I can swing and just play this, I guess. They got a Scrap Work Mutt, dredge a Stinkweed Imp with an Ancient Grudge. Oh, because we have the Sylvok Life Staff, I suppose. We will take out the Mutt, I suppose. Another touch. This does not seem like what we need, actually. Ancient Grudge, the Perilous Mirror. Sure, you got me good. And then unearth the Scrapwork Mutt, bin the Stinkweed Imp, dredge for another Imp and a Snacker. Swing for 2. We just have another one. Crypt Rats. They're just passing. I don't know how many creatures they have in their graveyard, but they might just have like a Knot of the Bone here. Oh, Ancient Grudge, of course, is also for Spellbomb. They have the Ancient Grudge. Deal them 2, hit for another. Is it worth playing a Spellbomb here? They have Ancient Grudge, Stinkweed Imp, Snacker, and only a handful of creatures. I think we save it. So let's just play a Crypt Rats. They mill a Giant and a Dread Return and a Mutt. They're gonna pass. Rotten Reunion isn't bad. We're gonna swing for 2. I could Reunion the Ancient Grudge and then put down the Spellbomb. They'd have to have another one. That seems decent to me. Let's get rid of that. Currently no targets. And if they have a third one in hand, you know, so be it. But it's still not a terrible graveyard to get rid of. They do have another one. Well, let's blow up the graveyard. Draw a card. Conviction. Cathartic Reunion with Snacker and Stinkweed Imp. Dredge, they get a Gatekeeper. Okay, we have 4 damage. We play a Scorpion. We touch a Moonglove, the Crypt Rats, and we get in for lethal. I think that should be. Boom. Take him down to 6. Play a Scorpion. Touch a Moonglove. And then deal the damage to everything. They're going to take 4 off of the... They're going to take 2 off the Moongloves. We're going to take 6, but it doesn't matter because we also get in with the Scorpion for lethal. That was kind of cool. Now, they didn't have any lands. They were stuck on 3, but we did get a game. Bojuka Bog in our opener, which we're going to have to sandbag, but we also have Spellbomb. Seems pretty good. They mulligan to 5, also pretty good. They start with the looting. That's not bad. If they put a couple snackers, I'm absolutely just going to Bajuka Bog them right away. Since we have the Spell Bomb too, I'm happy to see that. Especially because they mulligan, so they're hoping to get 2 early snackers and just kill us that way. And it's not going to happen. Plus, we get a Crypt Incursion. This one's already looking really good. There's their Cathartic. They had a 3rd snacker. Well, they do get that one back. But since it's not 3, I'm okay with it. Shambling Ghast. We don't need to put down the Spell Bomb, obviously, so I think we just Scorpion and Ghast here. They're going to swing for 2. Ridgeline and pass. We get a Conviction, so we're going to swing Conviction the Ghast to just pick off the Snacker, because I think it might be hard for them to bring it back with so few cards. I didn't draw a land. Well, I don't want to lose all my aggression here, and yet I do want to hit my land drop, so I think we're going to sack this too. We get a swamp, so we can put down a fiend. All right, more card draw. They have a Molten Gatekeeper. That does stonewall us a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. We have Unearth, so I think we'll just try to hit our land drops now. Ping them, Lampad. I could Unearth Ghast here, and then Village Rites it, and then we get a treasure, and again, hopefully draw land. We don't. I could play a Scorpion. I do lose my treasure for that. We're going to have to discard if we don't. I could just play Spellbomb to take care of the Snacker. I feel like they're going to have an Ancient Grudge, though. Let's just play a Scorpion. Satyr Wayfinder deals us damage. Does not find a land. A couple Mutts. Dread Return, though. And a Town Greeter. They can Dread Return whatever they want, then. Greeter, no land again. Fang Dragon, Knot of the Bone. Attack for 2. Get back a Fang Dragon. 6/3 flyer. They just pass though. We get a Curse. Would have been nice before, but I think Spellbomb's going on the field for sure here. And Curse? Yeah, I guess that's fine. We'll just pass. They Knot of the Bone to gain 14 life. You know, that is annoying. I think it's fine. Might not be the best, but I think we can survive. We get another Mirror. Fanatical. We have a lot of 2-drops. Need to hit our lands, as always. I think we're going to attack with this Scorpion. They take it. We're going to Fanatical sack. Do hit a land drop, and then I can play a Lampad, which can block the Gatekeeper. Unearth the Scrapwork Mutt. That's fine. We take a damage, but we also gain a life and deal them a damage, so that offsets it. Discard a Looting. Bring back another Scrapwork Mutt. They flash back the Looting. That's going to trigger the Snacker. This might push me to sacrifice the Spell Bomb. They also discard another Snacker. Yeah, I think it's a good time to get rid of it. They attack and we'll block 2. Now they got 3 creatures and 2 cards in hand. We get a swamp. Plus we have a Crypt Incursion we can hold up later. Part of me wants to Crypt Rats map for 1 and blow these guys up, but I also kind of just want to leave them for the Touch of Moonglove later. So I think we're just putting down a couple of these guys. And I can start sacrificing them for 3 damage each. You just play a Storm Shriek Feral. Okay, that's a 3/3 flying. Can't kill that yet, but I could kill it with the Crypt Rats. We're gonna just deal them 3. We'll take 3. Hello. Vault of Whispers. Play Crypt Rats. Map onto the rats. You get a Vault. That's annoying. Well, if I deal 1 to everything with the rats, Perilous Mirror thrown at this can just wipe that. So I think we'll pass in case they have another one, which I guess we couldn't kill both of them, so it doesn't really matter. I could touch a Moonglove, the Crypt Rats, but we're taking a bunch of that. They do have another Feral. They attack with the team. So, yeah, so I could just Crypt Rats for 1, throw this here, wipes these guys, and I take 3. But then I don't have a way to deal with this Feral. Or I could touch a Moonglove, wipe the board. They take 10, 12 off the Perilous Mirror. And then I have a Crypt Incursion. That actually feels better. I'm at 6. Yeah. All right, here's what we're doing. I wish I had a little more mana to throw these and gain life, but we're just going to touch a Moonglove, 1 damage to every creature, and they're about to take 10 damage off of these. Plus 2 from this. Boom, boom, boom. We're also going to take 6. We're down to 5, actually, because of the Crypt Rats damage. They're at 7. We have a Crypt Incursion, plus a Trespasser's Curse on them. Now a Village Rites. I almost want to Village Rites this right now, actually. I think that's better. I can probably draw creatures. If not, But we draw quite good creatures. I'm actually going to leave up the Crypt Incursion, though, just in case. Which I could actually use on myself and probably gain way more life. But if they have anything here, Crypt Incursion should be good. They have a Gatekeeper. It's going to gain us 1. Pass. If we get a sack effect here, then we could kill them with the Perilous Mirror, but we did not. However, we can attack for 3 and make it so that any creature they play kills them. And also, we have this, which if they attack, kills them. So they're in a pretty tough spot here for sure now. Now the deck feels like it's working. Although with 2 Bajukas in the main deck, 5 Graveyard Hate pieces in the sideboard, I think we should have a good matchup against Dredge. All right, let's try this again. This one's okay. A couple 1-drops, some card draw. Do have our late game Crypt Rats. They just passed to end step, unless this is a Reanimator play. I think that was a mistake. The old no land, or rather just choose to discard. Hey, I mean, it's a terror play, it looks like. That could be good too. Curse Marauder and Unearth is really good if we are against terror, which I can't imagine it's anything else. Do I just want to draw 2 now? I think so. Make sure we hit our lands, plus while they are tapped out, I'm not sure is the appropriate term here. Oh, also Bone Picker's a great draw. Let's do that. Yeah, they're not really tapped out when they just don't have anything at all. But the fact that we're able to get a Bone Picker down and they didn't have any way to stop it's pretty good. I should probably just map onto this, go for even more damage. But let's play a Scorpion and a Mirror here. I think that one turn that they that they didn't take is really going to hurt them here. Oh, they do have a Force Spike. Fair enough. Maybe should have done those in the other order. But to be honest, except for Delver, they don't really have anything to hit. Oh, they also only have 1 land. So, yeah, this seems good. Let's put this on this guy, I suppose. Oh, well, you get a swamp either way. Well, we're going to attack for 4. I think we're just playing a Crypt Rat since we have 2, and it's just another attacker, a 1/1 attacker. If they get a land, they could play a Terror or a cantrip into a land. They do find a land. Now we can Marauder that Terror away, but still, they do Thought Scour, hit 2 more spells, and there's a Terror. All right, Reaping the Graves. Well, we're just going to eat their guy, attack for 5, and then pass the turn, and they concede. Well, that was pretty good. We get Rotten Reunion, Spell Bomb, another Touch of Moonglove, maybe? Tragic Slip's okay. Reaping's decent, pretty good against a blue matchup. We don't need the life gain from the life staffs. To be honest, Perilous Mirror can take out a Delver, but otherwise is not great, and we have a lot of other removal, so I think those can get cut this time. And actually, to be honest, I'm not sure the Touch Crypt Rats is our best play. We'll keep 1 and 2, but it's easy for them to have a bounce spell or a counter spell in response to that. Plus, Crypt Rats is already late and expensive. I'm not sure it's going to be what we need here. This one, is not very good, but we do have a Bajuka Bog to hold them off. I still don't think it's keepable. This one's not bad. We're going to put back a Rotten Reunion. This is really good if we get a Cursed Marauder, although this is just removal already. Actually, Reunion can make it so we can get a turn 2 Bone Picker. Maybe it is just the Unearth because it doesn't really do much with what's in our hand. I think we are going to just go for the Reunion so that we can attack with it, and they brainstorm, and then we can get the Bone Picker going, right? So after this brainstorm resolves, we will exile it. Kind of funky, but I kind of like it. They ponder. We get a Village Rites. That's pretty good. They do have Spell Pierce or Force Spike available. So if I kind of want to attack, and then in response to the trigger Village Rites, they could Spell Pierce that, but then if they don't Spell Pierce it, I can't really get down the Bone Picker because they could Force Spike it. If they're playing Force Spike, they're probably not playing Spell Pierce is my thought. I don't know if that's true. I think we're just going to attack and Bone Picker and then get down like a Scorpion. And if they want to Force Spike the Scorpion or whatever, I'm fine with that. Get in for 2, sack it, play our Bone Picker, and then Scorpion. They will Force Spike that. I can live with it. They cycle a Lorien Revealed in their upkeep, play that and Thought Scour, hit a Cryptic Serpent and a Ponder, so that's 5 spells, which means no Terror, although I think they're trying for it anyway. They got a recount. They tap out anyway. That is quite the show of force. Tapping out despite the fact that they didn't use that last mana. We're gonna play Footlight Fiend, and I could Reunion away one of their spells, make it harder for the Terror, but if they just have like a Thought Scour, it doesn't really matter. I probably don't need Tragic Slip up. The Village Rites could be good if they want to like remove one of these, and Rotten Reunion can be good if they hit a Sleep of the Dead later, so I don't think we need to do that right now. Find another island. Now they have the Terror. Okay, pass. We get a Conviction, swing for 3, and we'll just pass. Chump with the Fiend and Conviction it. If they want to counter, that's fine. Deal damage to them. Draw 2. They just pass. I think we'll... yeah, we don't need to do anything there. Let's attack for 3. Down to 8 with our Delver. Play a Scorpion. That's good. They're getting a little flooded, it looks like. I'm gonna just draw 2 again. I could block and, like, just let it go and try to Tragic Slip this, but then we get Force Spiked, we get, counterspelled, a lot of things. That's fine. We get to hit them for 2. This means that they only have 2 turns left with the Picker. I don't want to get Force Spiked, so we have Unearth. That doesn't get back Bone Picker, so I might just get back a Scorpion with it. Puts them to 1. If they attack into it. We'll pass. They also just need removal for this or they die. 7th Island. Lorien revealed. Okay. If they get like a Demon Inferior, that would keep them alive. Thought Scour. Looks like they did not find it. I will Rotten Reunion so that we'll have lethal attackers even if they have somehow like a... Not somehow. If they are playing like a Vapor Snag or something, that I could still have lethal here. Because they could block... They could... If they had a Vapor Snag on this, they block the zombie... They take 1, and then I double Tragic Slip my own Scorpion. Well, I guess I don't even need to double it because the zombie dies. Triple Tragic Slip. All right, let's just attack. And we got there. Well, I feel like that was partially because they accidentally skipped their first turn last game and whatnot, but we did get there. All right, last round here. This hand does not look very good, and for that reason, we're going to mulligan. This has got 1 mana guys and card draw. I think we'll keep and get rid of this Crypt Rats because we don't need it for now. Play a Fiend. We're against Cawgates, looks like. Land drop is nice. Cawgates is tough because they do play Prismatic Strands. We're just going to go for the aggro start into the card draw start, I think is what we generally want to do. Or into the card draw middle, I suppose. Outlaw Medic, yep. Well, we can't really attack past that now, so let's just pass. We do have chump blockers for it, which is nice if they get to the point where they're pumping it with the Basilisk Gate. I don't know if we're just going to chump block here. They pass with Counterspell up. I'm not going to Village Rites then. Don't think we're going to Bone Picker either, fortunately. I think we're just going to pass here. I guess they can make a treasure so they don't fully waste their turn. And that's what they do. Cycle a Lorien revealed, and they're going to pass. Well, if they just pass every turn, we're going to have a tough time getting anything through. But I suppose we'll draw. Life Staff is not super relevant, so I don't really care if they counter that. I don't think they're going to care too much either. I guess I could be attacking with the Perilous Mirror because it could trade for this guy. Now I can do it with the Fiend and the Life Staff. I suppose we might as well. Block, paying him off, gain 3, and re-equip because I feel like Village Rites isn't going to get through it all, really. They make another treasure, Brainstorm. Sacred Cat is annoying, and they foretell more than likely a Behold the Multiverse. Swamp, they do still have Counterspell mana up. Okay, well, I'm going to Village Rites this guy so we can get down a Bone Picker, ideally. I don't think we care about the cat. Really? Could just counterspell this, in which case we could Fanatical Offering the Vault. They might just have a Dispel. Well, that's annoying too. Because they still get their treasure, or keep one of their treasures. They could have another Dispel for the Fanatical, but I think we try that anyway. I don't even know if... I think the Life Staff is less relevant here, actually. Let's get rid of that. Okay, that goes off. We do get to play the Bone Picker as well. And I guess we attack. I mean, they can only attack in if they play a Basilisk Gate, which if they do, they're going to be able to attack in either way. So might as well get in for the damage. Squadron Hawk. They get 3 more. Play another. Now they have guys to trade for the Bone Picker. They Brainstorm in response to the second one. They're going to search him back up. And they cycle a Lorien for an island. Leave up a Dispel or something. If I hit a counter on the Bone Picker with the map, that could be decent. Ooh, Reaping could be okay too. Let's try to grow the Bone Picker. That works. Perilous Mirror we're going to put in the graveyard. It's an extra guy for the Reaping. 3 creatures in the graveyard so far. We're just going to play the Scorpion out. Hold up Reaping and pass. They play a Medic. Thraben Charm down the Bone Picker. Yeah, I was afraid of that. I think we just let it go and we Reaping for 3 to get it back. Although they probably just... They have Counterspell, so do I have to Reaping for 2? 2 of them onto the Bone Picker? Potentially. Although if I do that, then they just counter the Bone Picker itself, so I don't think that's going to work. I think we just go for 3 different guys, and if they want to Counterspell it, go for it. But yeah, I think they'd let me... They'd prefer me to just cast it, and then they counter it. Another Bone Picker. Well... I think we sack the Scorpion to hit for 3, and then we play Perilous Mirror, and then we play 2 Bone Pickers. First one I assume gets countered, or Thraben Charmed I suppose. They counter it, we'll play another. They do just have a lot of blockers for it, so I'm not sure it's going to really do much here. Theoretically, I mean... I did not keep up a mana to sack a creature, so actually if they find a Basilisk Gate, then they can gain life here, and I can't do anything about it, so that's a little unfortunate. That was kind of what I had to do to get the Bone Pickers down, or I could have not played the Mirror, but then I would have not had any fodder to sacrifice. But they play the Behold, and they do scry one to the top, play a Modern Age. They have Prismatic Strands. Well, this is loss of life, and this is damage from a colorless source. So Bone Picker's looking less relevant, but if we can find like another Prismatic Strands, if we can find like another Perilous Mirror, because this is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. So yeah, if we could find Shambling Ghast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, we don't quite have enough. We don't have lethal. We're not too far off though. We need 1 more damage. We're gonna pass, and their Prismatic can't do anything about any of this. So I guess if they find a removal spot for Lampad, that's their best bet. So Thraben Charm or like a Journey, because Lifelink doesn't cut it right now because we can just block and sack. They have a 3rd Prismatic. Luckily, it's not relevant at the moment. Squadron Hawk and Brainstorm in response. And they have the Journey to Nowhere. That is annoying. Yep, on the Lampad. They haven't played a land, which means if they do have the Basilisk, it's pretty bad. We don't have any way to deal with this, so we might as well sacrifice this. And might as well sacrifice one of these two. We have to hope they don't have the Basilisk Gate here. Sack a Perilous Mirror. Actually, if I did Ghast, maybe Crypt Rats would be an out. Well, we're going to sack itself. They have Counterspell mana up too, so even if we find like an Unearth or another Lampad, not great, but they do have the Basilisk Gate, so yeah, now they can gain 6. And I could block with the Bone Picker. That doesn't really matter. We'll just take it. Village Rites. Well, not a terrible draw. Sack the Mirror. Throw 2 damage at them. I think we don't have anything to do here, but let's draw and see what we get. We do get an Unearth. Unearth can find Lampad, which technically makes it so they can't gain life, and we have... I mean, now we need 7 more damage on them, though, so the chances of us getting that quickly enough are pretty low, but we'll give it a chance. They flip into 2 Vector Gliders, another Modern Age, Brainstorm, and a Hawk, and they pump up the cat. I will block and ping off. I guess we'll get a treasure token. If we get a Crypt Rats, they do have the Prismatic Strands, but I can do increments of 1, and I can still try to wipe like all the birds, so we can maybe get there. Scorpion. I mean, technically we have a shot. If they keep drawing poorly. They did Brainstorm, but I guess the Modern Age is going to get them past it pretty quick. Bin another cat. Alright, and they have Thraben Charm to blow this up, and that's going to be it. Because then they gain enough life, and I can't do anything about it. Trespasser's Curse. I don't know if that's any good. Avantgarde's Justice could wipe the board. Reunions are good. Spellbomb's decent too. I don't know if Trespassers is really worth it. Touch Moonglove doesn't seem necessary. Marauder's pretty bad. Bone Picker honestly doesn't seem great. They have a lot of flyers to block. It trades with something, I guess. Maybe they're okay. Life Staff, not it. I think we just gotta go faster than them. So I think we'll keep a Crypt Rats. Oh, Tragic Slip, actually, I don't love here. Keep 2 Crypt Rats, but I think we're trying to just go, like, faster, mostly. And we have the Justices to wipe the board as well. This one's okay. No card draw, but decently aggressive start. And I think Lampad might be the best card in this deck. I think Lampad is probably what the deck should be built around, to be honest. So anytime we see it, it's pretty good. We do get a couple more 1-drops, so we can maybe get in for some quick damage. Modern Age. Okay, that doesn't block, which is nice. They discard a cat, though. We'll attack, and I think Crypt Rats we just hold for later. Play a Lampad. Another cat. Negate. They embalm a cat, which we'd rather not trade in combat because they'd gain a life. And we have the mana here. I think we're just going to ping it off right now. They have Dispel up, so we're going to try not to play any instants, which I think will be fine. We get in for 3, play the Mirror, and then pass. Play another Modern Age. They do have a blocker now, which is a little annoying. We can still attack with everything and then just sacrifice whatever they block, which I think is probably the plan. They don't have a lot of colored sources, which is good. They are going to get a cat here. So again, I think we ping that off right now. And then untap Reunion. A little late, but could still be quite good. We're going to swing. They're going to block here, probably. They Scorpion, same difference. So ping them for 3, then they take 2 more. We sack this. They're at 3, full 2. I don't quite have lethal here, but we can have it next turn. So we're going to leave up Reunion and the Lampad. They just discard a gate, play a gate, Sacred Cat, and we're going to Reunion. We want to get these creatures. They could dispel this, but that's fine. I think, well, they have to dispel this or the second copy. They do, but I think this will get them, because now we can attack in. We have 3 attackers. I guess if they block the land pad, it changes things a little bit. Although we also just have the Crypt Rats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're 1 damage short. If we attack with everything, we're getting in for 1. But if they don't block the land pad, we could just get them here, because we sacrifice both of these. That's 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we should have them here, I think. Although they're going to calculate. Okay, yeah, so we sacrifice the zombie, hit him for 1, and then of course sacrifice the mirror, hit him for 3, and then we deal them 1 damage with the land pad, and then we sacrifice itself to hit for the last damage. All right, that was kind of sweet. I will say we were on the play. They had a kind of crummy start with like Modern Age instead of like an actual creature, and then not a lot of lands that tapped for colored mana. But we were able to get there, and so we're going to be on the draw here. It's a little worse, but hopefully we can do the same thing. All right, Double Reunion allows for a turn 2 Bone Picker. We also have a Fiend. I think this one's okay. Early Bone Picker is always good. So they have a cat. Definitely wish they Modern Aged or something here, so I could use the Exile, but we'll still just make a guy. Village Rites is not bad. So I can get down the Fiend, or I could just draw 2. I kind of think we want to hold this, like, without a lot of sack outlets, like I mentioned. I kind of want to hold the Village Rites for instant speed sack for later. So I think we just play the Fiend. Hopefully they can't deal with the Bone Picker for a little while. They could just Basilisk Gate onto this for 4 life, which I can't do anything about. I mean, I could trade with the Bone Picker, but I'm not going to. I don't think that's necessarily their best play, but if it's all they have, they do go for it. Okay. They're going to gain 4 here, but next turn I get to hold up the Footlight Fiend with the Village Rites, so I can just prevent that from happening again. Also, now we get to hold up Reunion, and we have a Scorpion as well. So we'll pass. Honestly, I prefer them doing that instead of having anything else to do. They have another gate, and they just do it again. Okay. They don't have anything else. Well, I'm going to block with the Scorpion, Village Rites it away so they don't gain the life, and then pass. You know, actually, I think I made a minor mistake, because if I had actually just sacked the Fiend in response, I could kill the cat and I could exile it now with the Reunion, and now I can't do that. That was a bit of a mistake for sure. I am going to just cast the Reunion anyway for extra damage, I think. Scorpion. Yeah, now I don't have any way to kill it, unless I play the Crypt Rats, which I might actually just have to do now. Okay. I definitely made a mistake there. That was pretty massive, and I apologize. But we can just play Crypt Rats, and if they're spending their turn pumping this, then I can just Crypt Rats in response. Although then we can't Rotten Reunion away the cat like we were going to. Yeah, it definitely threw us off. For some reason, I was thinking the Scorpion was going to kill the cat anyway, and obviously that's not the case. We're not just going to trade this here, so we'll take 1. I'm fine with that. Oh, they have a Breath Weapon because they're tapping for red. Yeah, that's annoying. Well, all I have to do is Crypt Rats for 1. And since everything's dying anyway, we might as well deal 1 extra to them. Then they get the cat back. Well, we can Evankar's Justice the cat away if we really need, which we might. Trespasser's Curse. Yeah, we cannot let them gain life off of this. So 2 damage to each creature and each player. Now we have 4 damage off the Rotten Reunions, ideally, not the Lawnmower. And Trespasser's Curse and Scorpion, another cat. Apologies for the Lawnmower. Crypt Rats, they might have a counter spell. We're doing Crypt Rats anyway, just hoping, but alas. Scorpion. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I really threw there. If we just killed the cat, exiled it right away, then we would have had the Crypt Rats and the other resources to kill this cat, and we wouldn't have needed to walk into that Breath Weapon as badly. We're just gonna pass here, and I think we're gonna lose now, unfortunately. They have a Squadron Hawk. Perilous Mirror, we don't have any way to sacrifice creatures. I guess we'll curse them before they play any other creatures. Attack and play a mirror. Gate up the cat. We're gonna block, and to be honest, I think we have to pick off this hawk rather than shoot them because they're too much life. The only way we can maybe get through this is if we kill all their creatures, although they have 3 more in hand. We draw another curse. I don't think we're gonna get out of this. I apologize for kind of throwing there, but there's no way. They're gaining 1,000,000 life. We're gonna just lose from there. Well, 2-3 isn't that bad with a brew. I will say I think the deck is trying to do 2 different things. We have a bunch of really aggressive 1-drops that want us to run, very few lands. 17 is often what you run in a traditional black sack. And then we have Crypt Rats, which is expensive, late game, wants us to run as many lands as we possibly could. Like, the Crypt Rats felt bad in a lot of games because we didn't have enough lands, but of course if we get a lot of lands, then we flood a little bit too much. So I think I would probably be cutting the Crypt Rats. Bone Pickers I actually like. I think what the deck should be, it should be focused around Lampad. So we want to play... Perilous Mirror is a little expensive, but maybe it's okay. With Footlight Fiend, there's also Fear of Lost Teeth, which is basically another Footlight Fiend. If we just play all of those, guys that when they die they ping, plus 4 Lampads, and then you just churn through your deck with card draw, maybe more Convictions, maybe 4 and 4. I don't love the Fanatical, it's just a little too expensive. So I think I would probably go 8 card draw in this version with 4 Village Rites, 4 Conviction. Bog was really helpful against Dredge, but we have so many 1-drops, I don't think it's something you can afford to play. Of course, we can cut the Vaults after we get rid of the Fanaticals, so I think probably we can go to just 17 swamps. 4 Bone Pickers. Lifestaff's not one I'm sure about. It's really key in traditional Black Sack, and I like one in my main deck, one in my side, because I've found through a lot of testing that you kind of need it to be able to beat a lot of red matches. This may be the case too for this deck, I'm not 100% sure, but you already have some life gain from the Scorpions, the Lampads. If we put in the Fear of Lost Teeth, then that would be one as well. I do think, just like Black Sack, maybe you want to find another sack outlet than just Lampad. Although I'm not really seeing another one on Scryfall that's any good that sacrifices for life loss. Obviously, you could go Carrion Feeder or something like that, and that would be okay, but I don't think this is the shell for that anyway. But maybe 4 Lampads and 8 of the Draw 2s would be just fine anyway. And then, of course, Unearth Marauder is, at this point, kind of a classic combo that I really like. So the sideboard would change too. I mean, the Touch of Moongloves would obviously come out if the Crypt Rats come out. I do like Trespasser's Curse, Crypt Incursion, Evankar's Justice. I think, again, we're not trying to get to that buyback. I think we're trying to stick around like 3 or 4 mana. So those would probably come out. And to be honest, you don't need to go full mono black burn, but I think a couple of cards that just burns your opponent, like Okiba Reckoner Raid, wouldn't be bad. It pings them for a little bit, then it's a creature that you can sacrifice to your Lampad or your Village Rites or whatever and gets in. It has Menace. I don't know if you'd want to go like Vampire's Kiss and Sovereign's Bite and things like that, but I think Okiba as a creature could be good for sure. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the deck. Thank you again, Josh, for the deck donation. If you want to see me play your deck on the channel, go ahead and check the link in the description for my Patreon. You can sign up there. And thank you so much to my current patrons, Howard Granger, Lars, JMW, Josh Greninja, Rafa Rodriguez, and JDNPX. I really appreciate all the support, and I will see you all next time.